Welcome to our demonstration of the NFinity video server. Today, we'll explore the different ways the NFinity server can work for you and your station. An NFinity video server channel can be used as an on-air player, a production news player, a source switching player, a pass-through effects player, a QC player, SCTE DTMF trigger receiver, and a recorder. Any of these applications can be tied together in a specific server layout, which we'll describe further in this demonstration. Servers can be laid out in a single fashion or used as a server stacker. You can add servers to account for the needed number of players and recorders. In a two-channel layout, NFinity can be set up as a 2-out, 1-in, 1-out, or 2-input. Servers can be stacked to allow for expandability. In this case, we have 3 servers, each with a different playout and recording configuration. NFinity can be set to store media content, handled through our media RAID management. This can be upgraded to 24 terabytes per server, and in certain situations as needed, a drive size increase can take the total storage capacity to 36 terabytes, total storage per server. Servers are also configurable in a mirror fashion, so media that is delivered or recorded or otherwise stored on a primary server can be backed up to a secondary server for total mirroring and backup capability. We also have a central storage solution, where we offer a larger storage server that handles the primary storage for all recording and playout capabilities. That content can then be mirrored to a stacked server configuration. In this case, 1/3 of the storage can be mirrored to each server equally. The mirrored media on each of these servers can be set up to allow the players on each server to play that backup media. In the event one server is put out of commission, the backup players are capable of playing media from their backup locations. The NFinity server can play a wide variety of video file formats, as long as the content meets certain standards within your NTSC or PAL environment. Otherwise, video file transcoding and audio noise correction is available. The NFinity server can be set up for FTP media transfers, allowing a secure connection from external systems to deliver file-based content. The NFinity server also supports basic SMB protocol. Each of the NFinity players can be set up to a specific video or output format, depending on each of the players' configured format. The files and media that are played out can be up-converted, down-converted, or cross-converted on the fly. NFinity players can be set up and normally do play closed caption data in a 608 and 708 configuration. Certain recorders or inputs can also be set up to receive SCTE 104 and/or SCTE 35 triggers. Players can also be configured to output or allow SCTE 104 and SCTE 35 triggers on the output. NFinity recorders can be set up to play out while they're recording, so as a file is recording, other players in the server configuration can also play that content as it is being recorded. Recorders can be wired with an E2E output for signal verification during recording. Players and recorders can be set up in a local control mode or remote VDCP mode in cases where external automation is necessary to control recorders and players. GPIO functionality is included, such as allowing relays to trigger a downstream device from any player that might receive a SCTE or DTMF trigger. The NFinity server can be set to sync to time. Usually that is handled through NTP service. The NFinity server also has a virtual ACP segmenting mode, where long-form content can be segmented on the fly, and virtual names can be created for each segment. This also includes recorders that can auto-segment for any recordings in progress. NFinity players can be set to allow channel branding. This can be automatic or manually inserted through an automation system, or manually triggered right from a player. Players can also be set with other graphics effects and fades. The NFinity video server comes in a 3-rack unit configuration per server. Storage on each NFinity server includes front drive bay access. Normally, 4 drive bays are allocated. The NFinity server comes with a double or redundant power supply connections, basic motherboard connections, and a peripheral or PCIe card. The NFinity server is currently installed in a Windows 11 Pro environment and is qualified on Windows 10 and 11 if needed. The server is set to allow auto login, so anytime the server reboots, it will always log into its operating system. Players and recorders and other NFinity applications can be easily closed and restarted with basic Windows functions. The RAID storage on each NFinity server is set up using Mega RAID Storage Manager. This allows easy creation and management of the RAID 5 and in some cases RAID 6 storage configurations. NVerzion server software includes the Cloud Reader, server, and client applications. These allow easy management of a media database and allow connected clients to receive updates for content as it is added, deleted, or modified. Cloud Reader Server and Cloud Reader Client are the applications that manage the media content on each NFinity server in a single or stacked configuration. Any connected clients are given updates related to the deletion, addition, and modification of the media files. Our RAID-N software allows an FTP server access point, allowing external systems to deliver media files via FTP. RAID-N is also the tool that allows for media mirroring from one server to the next. This application allows us to provide a FTP server connection for external systems to deliver media content. RAID-N allows for media mirroring from one server to the next. The NFinity players and recorders are laid out in a horizontal GUI fashion. We can see in this configuration we have 3 players and 1 recorder. Players normally have 2 preview windows. One is for queued media and the other is for playing media. Basic controls allow you to easily select media from a drop-down list and play at certain endpoints if needed. Effects can be added on to playing media. To the right of our preview and playing windows, we see a preview of caption data if it exists in playing media. We also have an audio preview showing PCM levels 1 through 8, and in certain configurations, up to 16 channels. Effects can be overlaid with convenient radio buttons. These are pre-configured per system and allow you to add a quick bug. In some cases, squeeze. This is a standard commercial squeeze configuration where credits will be squeezed off to the right. A commercial or promo can be added to the primary video area, and a lower third banner can squeeze up from the bottom. Similar to a squeeze, we also provide a lower third graphic that can simply squeeze the video from the bottom, allowing the lower third graphic. In some cases, lower third video. We also offer an animation capability where an animated GIF or PNG can be included. You can include crawls where extra information needs to be displayed to the viewing audience. This does also include an interface to EAS systems such as DASDEC. Other text overlays can be included, including a timecode overlay and many different varieties of text overlays, including size, positioning, and color overlays. Lower third animated graphics can also be included. This is similar to the animated GIF or animated PNG overlay banner or bulletin board effect, allowing a music video to play in the background, or a music file with still image bulletin boards overlaying as the video aspect or video overlay. This allows for time filling when other programming content is not available or not scheduled. A bulletin board can be set to simply loop the information in the bulletin boards. Layers can also be configured for local METAR sites to allow time and temperature graphics overlays. This information would be supplied over a commercial in a paid time and temp slot. The time is always up to date with NTP time sync, and the temperature is always kept up to date by accessing local METAR sites and keeping those values updated. In some cases, automation can provide information in upcoming events or schedules to allow an up-next list of information, including programs that are upcoming. NFinity players can also be set in a source switch mode. This allows for an input on the same channel as the player's output to be included for extra source switching capabilities. This allows a network or studio feed to be fed in through the player, which can allow that to be switched in conjunction with or in sequence to playing media. Regarding automation control, the NFinity server comes with local automation. This is free playlist recording and record software that allows the NFinity user to provide their own schedule of programming if needed. Players can also be set for control through an external automation system via VDCP serial or VDCP IP control. Local NFinity Play software can be designed to interact with a single player, and if source switch is purchased, allows control of the source switch. Events can be set up in certain start modes, including absolute or time of day, also known as clock starts. Follow events, which are sequential based on duration and time of next event. Manual start mode, which requires operator intervention to play the event when the time is ready. Note lines can simply set an event to be ignored or to provide additional information for programming. External events allow for an external trigger, such as a relay or vent trigger, to cause an event to roll. Schedules can be loaded each day of the week in a log 1, log 2 fashion, where log 1 plays the current day's log. If log 2 is loaded, it will load into the log 1 position once the current log has finished playing for the day. Users have the ability to load logs continually on a day-by-day basis. A single log can be set to loop mode, where it will loop back to itself at the end of its play. The NFinity Time Record Scheduler can be set to add events in a 7-day cycle, Sunday through Saturday, and can be configured to record to up to 2 recorders per server. The NFinity Record application allows for manual creation of recordings and is as simple as choosing the video player. Entering a clip name, which is the recorded file name stored on the NFinity server, giving the recording a duration, then clicking the record button. As an added license, the NFinity server can also interface to the NFinity View software. This gives users the ability to play and QC content, as well as giving them the ability to trim and segment content in an automated environment. NFinity View has access to the same content list as the NFinity players. Playing media is not guided through an SDI output, but is merely accessible through the media network. This frees up a player in a server configuration and does not require the user to dedicate a player as a QC player. Description and ASCII information can be included in an automated environment. A simple automation list is also provided, which allows users to filter based on a filter string to redraw a list of content that applies. The first toggle button down below allows users to toggle back and forth between segmenting mode and trimming mode. Trimming mode allows for the easy trimming of the front and end piece of media. Segmenting mode allows users to create multiple segment points within a single piece of media. As shown in this example, the 11 p.m. Wednesday news has been given 11 segments. These segments can be located by clicking the timeline bar at the top of the displayed interface. Transport controls allow for easy playout, playing backward, shuttling forward and backwards, and frame-by-frame jogging. Trim points and segment points can be easily found manually. There's also another way to find segments automatically using the Find Black window. We can choose the currently loaded media or any other piece of media in the list. If that media has various points of black audio or otherwise lack of audio in between segments, this will allow the NFinity View software to find points for segmenting. NFinity View will analyze this piece of media and quickly list multiple points of segmenting. Segment and Load has now distributed those segments accordingly. By clicking the blue bar, we see that we've achieved frame accuracy. In an automated environment, the Delete window can also allow for easy deletion of content. Using a similar query search string, we're able to search for media for deletion. The software allows a maximum of 20 deletes at a time. The NFinity software can also work with a traffic system's purge list, which supports more than 20 deletions at a time. NFinity View can also be set to access multiple whole sources to acquire media from various sources on a station's network. NFinity View can also be set to create new copies or new files of media based on trimming or segmenting information. That concludes our presentation of the NFinity server and NFinity software. For more information, please visit us at NVerzion.com or call 801-293-8420.